So yesterday evening, I did a very exciting tasting, 10 vintages of Domaine Claude Dugat's Griotte-Chambertin. And I'm just finishing a couple of leftover bottles today. So I would say a few words about this wine. It's one of the rarest wines in Burgundy, only 2 barrels made on sort of average per year. And it's very interesting. It really, for me, exemplifies the complexity of Burgundy, because Griotte-Chambertin is already a small Grand Cru, and you think, oh, okay, at least there's going to be some sort of homogeneity within it. Well, no, in fact, there's a sort of amphitheatre that dominates about 3/4 of Griotte-Chambertin, which is where you find producers like Dugat at the top and Ferrier-Roti at the bottom. And then there's a part of it which is contiguous with Chambertin, which is in fact more gently sloping. It doesn't have this sort of concavity. So totally different exposition. Also rather different soils. So the Dugats are on this southernmost part of Griotte, which isn't in the depression. And the soils there are finer. They're more of these sort of little shards of limestone created by freeze-thaw action at the top of the slope. The soils aren't as red-orange as you find over in the other part of the vineyard. So, so even within a vineyard like Griotte-Chambertin, you already have extraordinary diversity. The soils are quite thin. The origin of Griotte is from Creo, meaning chalk, same as Creo-Bâtard Marché, in fact, similar etymology. So it's a stony vineyard, and you would think, okay, stony vineyard vines might suffer and produce rather sort of firm wines, but not at all. It produces, for me, probably the most fine, elegant wines of Gevrey, or certainly among them. There's something in the Dugat wines we tasted last night, amazingly pure red fruit tones, real sort of vibrancy and purity to the wines. I think in Dugat cellar there are 3 Grand Cru, Château-Chambertin, which is a bit more muscular and chunky and powerful from a plot right next to Cécile Tremblay's. There's a Chambertin, which is very sensual and enveloping and charming, but the Griotte is probably the most delicate of the 3, the most sort of serene of the 3, the most pure and perfumed of the 3, the most elegant of the 3. It's a wine that, despite being a small cuvée, again, you'd also think this is going to be a wine that could be inconsistent, amazingly consistent, probably the most consistent wine in the range. Also the wine that most completely integrates its oak the most rapidly, from my experience. And I don't drink it very often, so this vertical was an exciting thing. Winemaking is very simple, really no smoke or mirrors you're talking about, no cold soaks, completely destemmed fruit, rather short 15-day macerations or so. So when it's dry, they press and they barrel down in new barrels from François Frère. So anyway, it was a really exciting tasting to do. I did a little video with Bertrand Dugat exploring the parcel, and there's going to be a big article in the Wine Advocate with all the history of the plot, characteristics of the plot, and tasting notes on all the different vintages we drank.